Hey guys, welcome back to AFK Journey. In today's video, we are talking about the sneak peek they've just done for the new hero, and this is what it is. We're going to go through what it most probably is going to be, and then we're going to go through that character in AFK Arena, get a vibe for what they do. Hopefully, we will get the full character released very, very soon in the next day or so, because once again, it is getting super tight on these times from when they start revealing stuff about characters to when they come out. What have we got, like 3 days or something like that left of the Siren banner? So hopefully, we get more information very soon. But this was the leak that they gave, and so it's very Wilder based. Obviously, I was thinking if we got a Wilder, it would have been Lawson because he's been in the story and stuff like that. However, the thing that people, a massive shout out to the Analytica Discord, I saw them running a poll on who people thought it was, going between Lawson and also the other unit that I fondly refer to as the tree, which is Ulmus from AFK Arena, because he is a tree, and we've got a tree sitting here with a squirrel on its head. So that is why I am definitely thinking it is Ulmus. The heavy amount of votes are leaning towards him. We're going to go through that because I think this guy is going to be the new hero based on what everyone is speculating around the place. So we're going to go through him. I'm really excited for this one because he was a character that I absolutely loved in AFK Arena, but he was just absolutely trash. So I'm hoping they can make him good in this game and give us some viability out of him, because he is a really cool character in my opinion. So let's jump across and take a look. Now, I was kind of surprised it was a Wilder hero. I was expecting a Graveborn. This was purely based off numbers. We've got 5 S level and I'm assuming S level as well, because we've just had an A level banner. So we've got 5 S level light bearers. We've got 1, 2, 3. Well, we've got 6 S level maulers, and then we've already got 5 on the Wilders, but then we've only got 4 S level Graveborn. So I was expecting them to even it out and give us a Graveborn, but perhaps like the next season's going to be Graveborn focused and they go heavy on Graveborns or something like that. I don't know, but we are getting the Wilder. So let's go ahead and take a look at him inside AFK Arena. Now, the dude is just a tree. Yes, that is true, but he is a damn cool tree. I really like this dude. I'm just going to move this over here so it's easy for me to see. If we go ahead, you can look at his 2D art as well. That's his 2D art. We'll look at him in combat as well and the way he works. But he's got a really interesting playstyle, and based on what they've done with AFK Arena characters in AFK Journey, they do normally keep the characters true to the base essence of what the character was. So if we look at something like Muriel, you know, she's still got her massive flame. Muriel's a very bad example. Iron, grouping. That's what Iron was always about, was it was the grouping style of thing. Thorin was the reflecting damage. They do keep them true, but they don't keep them exactly the same, especially in classes and stuff like that. So if we go to something like Antandra, she was a warrior in this game. She's a tank in AFK Journey. So just keep in mind, he is a tank in this one, but maybe he might be something different. I think he's going to be a tank anyway. Like, it just makes sense for him. But we'll go ahead, we'll look at his kit and talk about it. So TLDR, he has this unique playstyle where he starts off in his walking form. Then when he uses his ultimate, he gets rooted. Now, once again, he may not have this exact kit in AFK Journey, but we can get an idea for the way he might play. So when he uses his ult, he roots himself in the ground in one position, and then he starts hurling rocks, and his energy becomes, he no longer has an ultimate, but once he has a set amount of energy, he'll throw a massive rocket at enemies and it stuns them. So that's the kind of play we can look at. But let's take a look at his skills. We can go into the higher in-depth ones. With his ultimate, he immediately recovers 40% of his max HP, roots himself to the ground until the end of battle. When rooted to the ground, Ulmus is immune to all control effects, and his normal attack turns into a ranged attack, increasing his attack by 40%. If Ulmus possesses enough energy while he is rooted, he will use 35% of his maximum energy to grant his normal attacks more AoE damage and stun effect during this period. So, like I said, his normal attacks are just throwing little rocks, and then once he's got the energy, he throws a big rock, which can then stun enemies. It's a pretty cool effect. You might think it sounds like a cool hero, but trust me, he's the absolute just dog water in AFK Arena. But moving on from the next one, Ulmus uses his roots to entangle nearby enemies, causing 120% damage to them. Enemies that are entangled cannot use any attacks or casting. So he's got entangling roots. Think of Arden, that sort of thing. Then we move on to the next one. He casts a shield around his ally with the lowest health, mitigating damage they receive. So we've got a shield that he can apply to allies, and then he passively restores HP. Basically, these skills are why he is absolutely dog water. In AFK Arena nowadays, if a character gets released to the game, you've got paragraphs and paragraphs to read for each ability. It's like each ability is 15 in one. This guy's is just very, very basic stuff. So once again, he is a control and support based tank with healing. Like, he does heal himself with this, but with other investments he will also heal the lowest ally as well. So that's through signature item, exclusive furniture. I'm not going to read all those things for you guys, but essentially the core part of his kit is that he is this walking tree that when he ults, he will get rooted in place and throw rocks, and then he'll throw big rocks with energy to stun enemies. He has entangling roots, which are very helpful. He does in AFK Arena use that at the very start of the battle, where he just walks into the battle, puts the roots straight down in the area in front of him to root enemies, and then he has shields and healing. That is the main shtick to his kit. So those are the things I think we will probably see stay true to him, is the two forms, the throwing rocks when he is in his rooted form, and then we can expect some CC based character that also is supportive based with shielding and healing. That is what I would expect to see, just because that would stay true to what he was in AFK Arena. And like I said, they are very good at staying true to what characters are in AFK Arena. However, they do make slight differences. For instance, if we look at Thorin in this game, Thorin is immune to death while charging his ult. So you can do this Thorin cheese in AFK Arena, where you essentially just let Thorin take all the damage as long as he's charging his ult. He reflects that damage and basically one-shots an entire team. So they do stay true to the nature of the character, but they don't make it like exactly the same. So we'll have to go ahead and see. But if we go over here, we can do a little test run with him. We'll put it on 1x speed. Let's actually restart that so we can see it on 1x speed. So you can see here, in general, he walks into battle. He roots the enemy straight away. You can see his entangling roots. That's a little field. Any enemy in that field will get the entangling roots. There was his shield that he placed it on his ally. And you can see that he is healing over time. So now when his ultimate's ready, you can see he's in this melee form. He goes ahead and he roots himself. Now, in AFK Arena, he roots himself to his base position that he started the battle in. And there's that big rock. So you can see Little Rock. Now, Big Rock, because he's got the energy with the AoE stun. And then we go Little Rock. Then we go Big Rock. You guys get the gist. But he'll still cast his shield and all that other stuff. Now, what I am really curious to see is in AFK Journey, how some of this stuff will interact in the game. As like, okay, if he has his rooted form, does he then stay in the front row and still try and operate as a tank? Or do they make him root himself to the back row? Or do you have to position him at the start of the battle, and then he roots himself back to his starting position? There's a lot of interesting things, because this is the thing I always thought with this guy in AFK Arena. It would be really cool if you could start him in melee so he takes the extra damage and gets his energy up. And then when he uses his ult, he ults to the back of the field to let the tanks take over so that he can be more of a range damage dealer and not die, because then you die and you lose access to all this extra damage and control effects, because even though he does have that ongoing heal, he doesn't feel like as much of a tank anymore, if that makes sense. So it'd be interesting to see how they implement him, because I do think he's always one of those characters who, like, because he goes into this more damage-based control form, I feel like they could have almost made him a warrior, in that, like, he's not so much a tank, but he's more of a warrior, because warriors are often self-sustaining and stuff like that, because he does have that damage control side to his kit. But we'll have to wait and see. But that is a look at Ulmus. I am definitely expecting this guy to be the next hero. If it's not him, I'm saying it would be Lawson. Otherwise, it's going to be someone we have no idea about, so we'll have to wait and see. But that is my anticipation. I will cover anything we get in the coming days. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.